He's 64, but his skin and energy say 45. No Botox. No fancy creams. George Clooney has a secret, and it's got nothing to do with Hollywood. In fact, it comes down to just 2 foods he avoids, foods you might be eating every single day without realizing they're speeding up your aging. I'm Dr. William Hart. For over 35 years, I've walked alongside older adults, helping them stay vibrant, sharp, and full of life, without relying on pills or hype. I've helped over 40,000 people learn what truly keeps us young after 60, and it's often simpler than we think. George Clooney isn't just famous for his acting, people constantly talk about how youthful he still looks. But behind that timeless charm is one simple habit: he stays far away from 2 sneaky foods that quietly age our bodies from the inside out. If these are part of your daily meals, your body may be aging faster than it should. But the good news is, there's a gentle, natural way to turn it around: no strict diets, no expensive routines. If you care about staying young, healthy, and strong after 60, stay with me till the end. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips just like this. Now, let's take a closer look at the 2 foods Clooney refuses to touch, and why you might want to do the same. 1. White bread and refined carbs. I'll never forget the first time I met Linda. She was 72, living in a quiet town in Ohio, and had one of the kindest smiles you could imagine. When we spoke on a video call, she leaned in close to the camera and whispered, "Dr. Hart, I don't know what's happening to me. I've been eating the same breakfast for over 40 years, just toast with butter, but lately, I feel puffy. My skin looks dull, and I wake up looking tired even after a full night's sleep." Now, if you're listening to this and thinking, "That sounds like me," you're not alone. What Linda didn't realize, and what most people over 60 don't either, is that the bread we grew up eating isn't as harmless as we once thought. That white toast, soft dinner roll, or fluffy pancake might be comforting, but over time, they're quietly aging us from the inside out. I asked Linda to try one simple change. I said, just swap the white bread for whole grain. No need to stop eating bread altogether, just make it smarter. And try cutting back on foods made with white flour, like regular pasta, crackers, or those sweet pastries from the store. She looked surprised. "That's it?" I smiled. "That's it. Just give it 3 weeks and let's check in again." 3 weeks later, she popped back up on my screen, looking brighter, more alive. Her eyes didn't have that puffy look. Her skin looked smoother. She even sounded happier. "Dr. Hart," she laughed, "I changed one thing, just the bread, and I swear, I feel 5 years younger." Now, you might be wondering, how can something as simple as bread make such a difference? Here's the truth: white bread and other refined carbs spike your blood sugar. When that happens often, and especially as we get older, it leads to something called glycation. It's a fancy word, but it simply means sugar molecules start sticking to your collagen, breaking it down over time. Collagen is what keeps your skin firm, smooth, and youthful. So when it gets damaged, we see sagging skin, dullness, and even swelling. Not only that, refined carbs trigger inflammation throughout the body, leading to fatigue, joint pain, and yes, faster aging. It's not about never having a treat again. It's about understanding how small daily choices add up. Linda didn't go on a diet. She didn't give up her toast. She just chose a better version, whole grain bread, loaded with fiber and nutrients, the kind that supports your body instead of stressing it out. If you're listening to this and thinking about your own breakfast routine, maybe you've been having white toast, bagels, or pancakes every morning since the 70s, this might be the perfect time to gently pivot. Switch to whole grain or sprouted grain bread. Try steel-cut oats instead of sugary cereals. These small swaps are powerful. They don't feel like a big deal, but your skin, your energy, and even your brain will thank you. You know, I've seen this story play out hundreds of times over the years. A small change. A few weeks of consistency. And then that wonderful moment when someone says, "I don't know what it is, but I just feel better." Aging well doesn't have to mean giving things up. It just means choosing with more wisdom, and your body will respond with more vitality. Now I want to hear from you. Have you been eating white bread every morning like Linda used to? If you have, type yes in the comments below. Tell me your story. Let's talk about what's worked for you and what hasn't. You'd be surprised how many others out there are going through the exact same thing. Because the truth is, growing older isn't about slowing down. It's about waking up to the little things that matter. And sometimes, it starts with something as simple as what's on your plate in the morning. 2. Fried foods, especially French fries. Let me tell you about Martin. He's 68 years old, a retired Navy man from Florida. Tough guy. Strong handshake. The kind of man who rarely complains. But one day, he looked at me and said, "Doc, I don't get it. I only eat fries maybe 2 or 3 times a week. But lately, my hands and feet feel swollen, and my skin looks older than it should. Like it's aging faster than the rest of me." Now, when someone like Martin speaks up, you know it's serious. I asked him what kind of fries he was eating. He said, "Oh, just the regular kind. You know, from the drive-thru or frozen bag at home." Then I asked how they were cooked. Deep fried, of course. Crispy, golden, delicious, and quietly damaging his body. I said, "Martin, I want you to try something. Just for 30 days. Skip the fried fries. Instead, bake your potatoes at home. Use a little olive oil. Or better yet, try using an air fryer if you have one." He raised an eyebrow. "That's it? No fancy diet?" "Nope," I told him. "Just switch how you cook your potatoes." And you know what? He did it. A month later, Martin showed up with a grin on his face. "Doc," he said, "my hands feel normal again. No more swelling. My blood pressure's better. And my skin doesn't look so tired. I feel like I'm back in my 50s. You could see it in his eyes. He was proud. Not just of the results, but of taking control. So what's really happening here? When we deep fry foods, especially things like French fries, we create harmful compounds called AGEs. That stands for Advanced Glycation End Products. It's a long name, but here's what you need to know. AGEs are like rust for your body. They break down collagen, trigger silent inflammation, and speed up aging from the inside out. That sagging skin, aching joints, stiffness in the morning, it's not just age. It's inflammation quietly building up from the foods we eat every day. French fries might seem innocent. Maybe they remind you of cookouts, family dinners, your favorite diner down the road. And I'm not here to tell you to never eat them again. But if they're showing up on your plate 2 or 3 times a week, or more, that's when they start doing damage you can feel. The good news? You don't have to give up potatoes. In fact, I encourage you to keep them. Potatoes are full of fiber, potassium, and nutrients if you prepare them right. Roasting them at home, lightly seasoned, maybe with some rosemary or garlic, is delicious and nourishing. And air fryers? They're a gift to anyone trying to age well. You still get that crisp texture, but without soaking your food in inflammatory oils. What happened to Martin isn't magic. It's science and common sense. Our bodies are resilient, even in our 60s, 70s, or beyond. But they need our help. When you feed them better, they work better. The swelling goes down. The energy comes back. And yes, sometimes, you even look younger. If you're someone who's been eating fried foods a little too often, maybe fries, onion rings, chicken nuggets, take a moment to think about how you've been feeling. Are your joints stiff? Do your hands swell? Is your skin changing faster than it used to? That could be your body trying to talk to you. Here's a small challenge. Go 30 days without deep fried foods. Just try it. Roast instead of fry. Use olive oil. Give your body a break from the constant attack of ages. You might be surprised how quickly you notice the difference in your skin, in your energy, and how your clothes fit. And when you do, I'd love to hear about it. Are you eating fries or other fried foods more than twice a week? If so, Drop the word potato in the comments below. I'll send you one of my favorite heart-healthy roasted potato recipes. You don't have to give up flavor to protect your body. You just have to choose a better way. Remember, aging well isn't about cutting out joy. It's about finding smarter ways to enjoy the foods you love while helping your body thrive. Because you deserve to feel strong, sharp, and confident at every age. And it might just start with what's on your plate tonight. Today, you've learned about 2 everyday foods that could be aging your body and skin faster than you realize: white bread and deep-fried favorites like French fries. But here's the good news: you don't have to give up joy to age gracefully. Just like George Clooney, you can look and feel younger without stepping into a clinic. It starts with small, smart choices on your plate. Let me leave you with this: you don't have to fight aging. You just need to understand your body and treat it with kindness. Youthfulness isn't about having 0 wrinkles. It's about having that sparkle in your eyes, that energy in your voice, and that quiet confidence that says, "I still have so much life to live." If this video gave you a little hope or made you smile, follow the channel and share it with a friend. Sometimes, one small change